Homemade spinach pasta with a lemon and ricotta sauce for less than this per portion. Let's get started. To begin, get your food processor. For this recipe, you will need one. It will not work in a liquidizer, the dough is too firm. Then get your 120 grams, 4¼ ounces of spinach. The food processor I have here holds around 3 cups in volume, so I'm going to add my spinach in stages and blend it until it's all broken down. If you have a larger food processor, then you can add it all at once. Once that's all broken down, add your plain flour, also known as all-purpose flour, and a little nutmeg. Less is more with nutmeg, so I did around 20 swipes on my grater. Then continue to blend. This may take a few minutes. The dough will go to a breadcrumb consistency, then it will form into a sticky, evergreen coloured dough. The amount of flour used in pasta making is always a variable because of the water content in the spinach, humidity of your kitchen, humidity of your flour, what the Queen had for breakfast, etc, etc. So think of the recipe as a guideline and then we'll make adjustments as needed from there. This looks great. At this stage, your dough may be more sticky than this, but don't worry. For this recipe, I've given you the minimum amount of flour to start with, so we can add more as we go if needed. Lightly dust your surface with flour, this could also be semolina flour, and turn your dough out and start to knead a little. Word of warning, this pasta dough turns whatever it touches green, so avoid wooden surfaces if possible. I like to use this method of pressing the dough into the work surface with my right hand and picking it up and spinning it 90 degrees with my left hand. It takes a little practice, but you'll have it soon enough. The dough should feel quite firm, kind of like a clay or Play-Doh consistency. We don't have to knead this as much as regular pasta dough because the food processor has already done some of that for us, which is great. 2 to 3 minutes should be enough. The dough should be very slightly sticky, but not so much that it's hard to work with. If yours feels too sticky, just continue to knead and add very little flour bit by bit. The kneading itself will develop the gluten and reduce the stickiness. Add as little flour as possible. You can tell it's ready by giving it a prod with your finger and it slowly bounces back like this. At this point, if I was making a regular pasta dough, I would wrap it in a damp cloth, but this dough is green, so it would ruin my cloth. I'm going to use a plastic bag. Cling film or plastic wrap would also work. Wrap it tight so no air is in there at all and leave to rest on the side for 30 minutes. Whilst that's restings for the sauce. Into a mixing bowl goes 170 grams, around 2/3 of a cup of ricotta. I'll leave a link for a recipe to make this fresh milk ricotta in the description below. It's super easy and delicious. Behind that in goes roughly 20 grams of finely grated Grana Padano. Parmesan would also be a delicious option. Half a lemon zested, just the yellow part, no white. I'm doing 1 swipe on the microplane and turning the lemon. A light pinch of freshly cracked black pepper, an equally light pinch of salt, and a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Give all that a good mix together and place to one side. Now get 1 clove of garlic. This could be more if you're a fan of garlic. Take off the end and peel it, keeping it whole. Don't crush it or cut it in half to peel it. We want this clove whole so we can take nice thin slices from it. This can be a little fiddly, but persevere, it's only 1 clove. Now start to take some super thin slices. I think this was a scene from Goodfellas. Take your time and get the slices as thin as you possibly can. Place that in a dish and that's all of our prep for the sauce. It's been 30 minutes of resting for the pasta dough. Now it's time to start shaping. Get a sheet tray and very lightly dust it with flour. This is where we're going to put our finished shaped pasta. Get your ball of dough and a small serrated knife. You could also use a dough divider or even a butter knife. Divide your dough into 4 equal pieces. Place 3 of them to one side and cover them with something if your kitchen is hot. Today was cool for me, so there was no need. Start to roll the dough into a cylinder by just rolling it back and forth on the surface and gradually spreading your fingers outwards from the center until you have a 30 centimeter, roughly 1 foot long piece of dough that's an even width. If you have any lumps, just roll that area out to the same width as the rest. Then with your knife, cut it into little pillows around the width of your little finger. Don't go too large or the pasta will be too chewy once cooked. Then using your knife, press the pasta shape into your work surface and pull backwards so the pasta curls around your knife like this. Then you have this little shell shape which is great for holding sauce. This method or shape is called cavatelli and is popular in the south of Italy. It's a really simple, beautiful shape of pasta and I've chosen it for this recipe because it doesn't require any special equipment, so it's great for beginners to learn about making pasta. So repeat this process for the rest of your pasta dough. It really doesn't take that long and is really enjoyable to do. So please don't be put off by thinking it's a lot of work because it isn't, and it's a great skill to have. Today, I'm using this pasta straight away, but you could store it in your fridge for up to 3 days if you wanted to do it ahead of time. Once done, you'll have a tray that looks like this, with them all spread out and not touching each other too much. Look at how great these look, you guys. All of the shapes are individual and unique, a proper artisanal pasta. So over to the stovetop, and I have 2 litres, roughly 2 quarts of boiling water. To that, I'm going to add a heavy pinch of salt. The Italians famously say the water should taste like the sea. Please don't be put off by heavily salting the water, as the pasta will only absorb a fraction of this, and without it, your pasta will be bland and disappointing. Then in goes the pasta. We will cook this pasta for 5 to 6 minutes. Whilst that is cooking, place a frying pan onto a low heat and add a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Leave that to heat up for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, add in your slices of garlic and stir constantly so the garlic is always moving. Keep doing this until your garlic turns evenly golden brown. If you feel it's going too quickly, then just take your pan off the heat and continue to stir. Now it's been 6 minutes of cooking for the pasta. Carefully bring your pot close to the frying pan and with a slotted spoon start to add the pasta into the frying pan. This can spit a little, but it should be fine if your frying pan is on a low heat. Now fry that pasta for 2 minutes, giving it a toss or a stir so it's all coated in that delicious garlic oil. After 2 minutes of frying, add in a ladle's worth of pasta water, making sure it's boiling, and then add in your ricotta cheese mixture. Then continue to cook on a low heat until it's thickened up slightly. 30 seconds to a minute should be enough. At this point, give it a taste for seasoning, add a little more lemon zest or a little lemon juice if needed. To plate this, I'm just going to simply spoon it into my favourite bowl, grate a little more Grana Padano over the top, pick a few basil leaves and drizzle with a touch more olive oil. That's it guys, a restaurant quality, completely made from scratch, delicious meal on a super pocket friendly budget. This is a great one to do for small dinner parties or to impress that date that you're after. I really hope you go try it soon. And as always guys, ingredient, equipment lists and links to other videos all in the description box below. Alright guys, and that's that. Go check out this video for the ricotta recipe, and I'll see you next time.